Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our seventh class of this advanced English course. Can you hear me?
Teaching, good evening. Good evening, my classmate.
Good evening, Santiago. Good evening, Mercedes, Sandra, Kenya, and Frankeli. Good evening. Okay, guys.
Good evening.
So,
Good
good
evening,
evening.
teacher. Good evening, everybody.
Hi. Okay, so tonight we'll start with our book number 2 and this journey of a more complex topics in our full class in English. It's going to be challenging, but that's the good part of this, right? It's a challenge. We need the challenges. Without the challenges, we can't grow. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to tell you is that practice number 4, practice number 4 is on the platform and is based in this unit, the unit that we're going to study today and Wednesday. The unit that we're going to study today and Wednesday is the topics that are going to be in your practice number 4. In the case of the verb review, let me share with you. In the last verb review, we studied regular verbs that have a D sound, right? Like accepted or wanted or needed. So in this week or for this week, we're going to study the regular verbs that ends in a T sound when they are in the past. So let me share my screen so you can see our following verbs. So these are the verbs that you will find in your new verb review 15. So we only have 2 more verb reviews. We have this, which, this is the one that you're going to study this week, and the last one with a D sound. After we finish with this, I have a proposition, I have a proposal for you guys. This proposal is to keep studying something related to the verbs. In this case, I'm talking about phrasal verbs. So we're going to study a couple of the phrasal verbs and a couple of or a few, it's better, a few phrasal verbs and a few idiomatic expressions that you need that will help you be more fluent in English and to express yourself better. But more on that later. Not next week, but the week after the next. Okay? Okay, so these are the verbs T sound, right? So we have here ask, cook, dance, dress, erase, finish, help, jump, like, look, miss, practice, push, shop, smoke, stop, talk, use, walk, wash, wish, work. So now pay attention to the pronunciation of these verbs in the past tense. Ask, asked, cook, cooked, dance, danced, dress, dressed, erase, erased, finish, finished, help, helped, jump, jumped, like, liked, look, looked, miss, missed, practice, practiced, push, pushed, shop, shopped, smoke, smoked, stop, stopped, talk, talked, use, used, walk, walked, wash, washed, wish, wished, work, worked. Okay, did you get it? That is the pronunciation of this verb with a T sound. Okay, these are the hardest verb to pronunciate because of the T. because sometimes you have a K and a T or a P and a T, like shopped or asked, or talked or worked. You have to practice that, okay? You have to practice worked. You see? That's okay. So remember to study those verbs because those are the ones you're going to find in the new verb review. Okay, so let's begin with tonight's class. Give me 1 second. Let me look for my PowerPoint here. Oh no, I closed it. Okay, so we are in unit number one. Unit number one. Okay, so let's start with our conversation. Where did you learn to skateboard? Where did you learn to skateboard? Who is going to begin? Who are going to begin? Okay, Santiago, who is going to join Santiago for the reading? Okay, Mercedes. So Santiago, you are Nico, and Mercedes is Isabel. Go ahead, guys.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Are you okay?
I'm fine, but I'm fine, but I'm not very good at this.
Miren my hey, I like your shirt. Are you from Argentina?
Yes, I am. Originally was born there.
Did you grow up there?
Yes, I did. But my family moved this church 10 years ago when I was middle school.
And where did you learn to skateboard?
Yeah, yeah, in the park only started about a month ago.
Well, it's my first time. Can you give me some lessons?
Sure, I just for me.
By the way, my name is Isabel.
Um, I am Nico. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, very well. So remember here, for example, but my family moved here 10 years ago, right? Moved. Okay. Other than that, very well. Okay, so Kenya and Frankeli. Kenya, you are Isabel, and Frankeli is Nico. Kenya, are you there? Your microphone is off.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Oh, I am really sorry. Are you okay?
I am fine, but I am not very good at this.
Neither. I am. Hey, I like you, share. Are you from Argentina?
Yes, I am originally I was born there.
Do you grow up there?
Yes, I did, but my family moved here 10 years ago when I was in middle school.
And where do you learn to skateboard,
To skateboard.
to skateboard?
Here in the park, I only start about a month ago.
Where is my first time? Can you give me some lesson,
Yeah, lessons.
lesson,
Lessons.
lessons?
Sure, who's follow me?
By back by the way, my name is Isabella.
I am Nico. Nice to meet you.
Okay, very well. So let's continue with Angeli, and Sandra. Sandra, are you there?
I hear.
Okay, so Angeli is Isabel and Sandra is Nico.
Okay. Oh, I'm pretty sorry. I get
I'm fine, but I'm not very good at this.
near my hair. Hair I like your shirt. Are you from Argentina?
Yes, I am. Originally, I was born there.
Did you grow up there?
Yes, I did. But my family moved here 10 years ago when I was in the middle school.
And where did you learn to play keyboard?
Here in the park. I only stayed about a month ago.
Well, it's my first time. Can you give me some lessons?
Yes, just follow me.
By the way, my name is Isabel.
And I'm Nico. Nice to meet you.
Okay, very well. Somebody else who wants to read? Joanny, are you going to read, Joanny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Joanny is going to read. Of the ones that already read, who wants to? Okay, Santiago. Thank you, Santiago. So, Santiago, you're going to do Isabel now. So, Giovanni is Nico. Got it?
Oh, I am really sorry. Are you okay?
I'm fine, but I'm not very good at this.
Neither mind. Hey, I like you short. Are you from Argentina?
Yes, I am. Or I am originally. I was born there. There.
Did you grow up there?
Yes, I did. But my family moved here 10 years ago when I was in middle school.
There did you learn to skateboard?
Here in the park. I only started about a month ago.
Where is fish time? Can you get me some lesson?
Sure, just follow me.
By the way, my name is Isabella.
And I'm Nico. Nice to meet you.
Okay, very well. Okay, so let me read this again. So, where did you learn to skateboard? Oh, I'm really sorry. Are you okay? I'm fine, but I'm not very good at this. Neither am I. Remember this? Neither am I. I'm not very good at this. Neither am I. Hey, I like your shirt. Are you from Argentina? Yes, I am originally. I was born there. Did you grow up there? Yes, I did. But my family moved here 10 years ago when I was in middle, middle school. And where did you learn to skateboard? Here in the park. I only started, remember started, like needed, like wanted. I only started about a month ago. Well, it's my first time. Can you give me some lessons? Sure. Just follow me. By the way, my name is Isabel, and I'm Nico. Nice to meet you. Okay, so a quick note here. By the way, remember that by the way, we use it in English when we want to add more information, or when we want to slightly change the topic. So here, they're talking about, in the case of Isabel, she's asking for guidance. Okay, she wants some lessons. And Nico, answers, sure, just follow me. So now she wants to add her name, right? She wants to say that her name is Isabel. So she used by the way, because it is not what they were talking about. They weren't talking about identity or names. They were talking about skateboarding and lessons. So we use by the way when we want to slightly change the topic or when we want to add, when we want to add more information. Here, with by the way, Isabel is adding her name. If you read the conversation closely, they never introduce themselves. It's at the end that they do that. So they talk to each other and they don't know their names. Just at the end, Isabel decides to express or to tell him her name. And she used by the way to add that extra information. Okay, so don't forget that. Let's continue. Okay, in our last class, we studied the past tense. We studied the past tense of the verb to be. And we studied the simple past, right? We also mentioned the difference between the verb to be in the past and the simple past. Okay, we normally use the past of the verb to be to talk about birth, past state, and we use did with action verbs like move, like run, like talk, etc. Okay, so let's begin with our first exercise. Here says complete these conversations, then practice with a partner. So let's start with number one. Number one, letter A, letter B, letter A, letter B. So I want one person to tell me the first one completely. Give me 1 second. Let me check something here real quick. Okay, Santiago, you are the first one. Tell me, Santiago, number one.
Number one, your English is very good. When did you begin to study English? I began I began in middle school. What did you think English class I fish? I fish.
At first.
I thought, yeah. All right. Continue.
Yes, letter B, the last one.
I throw. What do you say, thrower?
I thought.
Thought I was a little difficult back fine.
Okay. I'm trying to write something down here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so very well, Santiago. So your English is very good. When did you begin? Here we have, right, the auxiliary did. Right, did. When did you begin to study? I begun. Begin. Begun. Begin, base form. Began. Past simple or simple past. I began in middle school. What did, right? What did you think of English class at first? This question it means, what was your first impression about English? So here, the answer is, I thought. I thought. Okay, you know that is thought, the past tense of think, because the question has think. So what did you think of English class at first? Well, I thought it was a little difficult, but fun. I like this last part. Fun. English can be at times a little difficult, but it's fun. Okay, don't forget that. Okay, let's work now with number two. Letter A, letter B, letter A, letter B. Who wants to read number two? Mercedes, a brave woman. Tell me, Mercedes.
Okay. Where were you born? I was born in Mexico. Did you grow up there? No, I didn't. Ay, no sé cómo se pronuncia, pero
I grew.
I grew up in Canada.
Okay, well done, Mercedes. So right? Where were you born, right? We know that is the verb to be here. Where were you born? Okay, where were you born? I was born in Mexico. Did you grow up there? Right? Grow up. Did you grow up? Did you grow up there? No, I didn't. Right? I grew. Hear the difference. Grow, grew, grow, grew. Grow is the base form. Grew with an E, right? Let me see if I can pull this off. Grew, grew up. I grew up in Canada. Okay. Okay, very well. Let me erase this because this is shameful. Okay. I feel like a little kid trying to write. Okay, number 9. Who wants to read number 9? Sorry, number 3. Number 3. Tell me, Sandra, number 3. And Angeli, number 4. Okay, it's divided.
Where did you meet your best friend? We meet in high school. Do you still see each other? Yes, but not very often. She moved to South Korea 2 years ago.
Okay, she moved to South Korea. Okay, so, okay,
Mhm.
here, well done, Sandra. In this case, Sandra, remember, the past tense of meet is met. We met in high school.
Met.
Yeah, met.
Met.
We met. Yes. So where did you meet your best friend? We met in high school. Do you still see each other? Yes, but not very often. She moved to South Korea 2 years ago. Okay, moved. Okay, Angeli, the last one, number 4. Angeli, your microphone is off. Can you hear me, Angeli? Angeli, can you hear me, Angeli? Well, apparently Angeli can't hear me. I don't know why I can see her signal bars here. She has only one bar. Okay, Jetsina, can you help me with number 4, please?
Yes. Um, do you have a favorite teacher or one especially?
Okay.
Yes, I did. I had a very good teacher named Mr. Porter. What did he teach? He taught math.
Excellent. Excellent, Jetsina. So, did you have a favorite teacher when you were a child? Here we have did, right? Let me see if I can write this down. We have here did. And here we have where, right? Where. Did you have a favorite teacher when you were a child? Okay. So did, here we have did with have. Did you have? And this when with here with the where. So we have 2 different tenses, but this did is not acting on this where. This did is acting on have, and this where started here after the question when. It's like if you had 2 questions in one question. Okay, it's like having 2 questions in one question. So, did you have a favorite teacher when you were a child? Yes, I did, because the question is with did. Yes, I did. I had a very good teacher named Mr. Porter. What did he teach? He taught, right? The past tense of teach is taught, right? Taught. Taught and T. Okay? He taught math. Okay, well done. Easy peasy, guys. Easy peasy. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. Okay, let's work this real quick. This is too easy for you guys, so let's see. Okay, who is going to tell me the first column? I need here the past tense, right? The past tense of be, become, do, email, get, and have. Okay, Mercedes, tell me the first column. Be, become, do, email, get, and have. The past tense.
Okay. Become, became, do, did, email, no sabía que tenía. Email it, get, got, have, had.
Okay, so we have be was where, right? Become, became, do, did, email, emailed, emailed, get, got, have, had. Okay, who wants to read column B? Hide, laugh, lose, move, open, scream in the past. What is the past of hide? Laugh, lose, move, open, scream.
Se la digo, disculpe, que ahorita tuve que salir un mensaje.
Okay, it's okay. Tell me,
sabe
Jelly.
que el término es prestado, entonces
Okay.
es limitado.
Hey,
¿Cuál
guys.
es la
Hey guys, remember we can speak English. We speak Spanish. Yes.
¿Cómo es que se dice, profesor? Hid.
Yeah. Hide, hid, yeah, hid.
¿Dónde? Los, de los es los. Move, moved. Open, open. Scream, screamed.
Okay, okay. Okay, very well. Let's see. We have hide. The past is hid, right? We have laugh. The past is laughed. Laughed. It ends in e, in with a T sound. We have lose.
Look.
The past is lost. Move. The past is moved. Open. The past is opened. And scream.
Opened.
The pronunciation is screamed. Screamed. Okay, with a D sound. Screamed. So hide, hid, laugh, laughed, lose, lost, move, moved, open, opened, scream, screamed. She screamed. Okay, the past. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, so here we have this paragraph. Use the past tense of each of the verbs in part A. So here, you had to use the past tense of these verbs to fill here the blank spaces. Okay, so give me 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. Let me look for my notes real quick. Okay, here I have it. Okay, so my best friend in school was Michael. So the first person is going to read from he to us. Okay, let's make this quick. Okay, tell me, Kenya or Frankeli, starting here with he.
I work in Mrs. Gilbert this gay class, and we become friends. We often did. Tracy did this in class, but I don't think Mr. Gilbert ever, okay, ever really go mad at us.
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 Okay. So let's check this again. Let's read this again. Thank you. Thank you, Kenya. So he and I, so my best friend in school was Michael. He and I were in Mrs. Remember, no Mr. Mrs. Gilbert's third grade class. He and I were in Mrs. Gilbert's third grade class and we became friends, right? We often did crazy things in class, but I don't think Mrs. Gilbert ever really got mad at us. Mad at us. Us. Okay. So Santiago, continue here. For example, until here.
Right. For example, Mitchell has a pale lizard, a map. Or you say pet, lizard,
Name
manet,
named Peanut.
peanut. Okay, peanut. So stay the heat in the midst, Gilbert's drawer. That's the when she opened the drawer. She hour screaming. Only on the class door. After 2 years, Mitchell family moved to Hotel Town.
Okay.
Continue teach.
Okay,
Oh
it's
yeah.
okay, Santiago, it's okay. Until here, it's okay. So let's see. So, for example,
Okay.
Michael had a pet lizard named Peanut, right? Sometimes he hid
Peter.
in Mrs. Gilbert's desk drawer. Drawer.
Okay. Drawer.
Yes. Later, when she opened the drawer, she always screamed loudly, and the class laughed. Laughed. Okay.
Okay.
So, very well, Santiago. Who is going to read after 2 years until now? Angeli, do you have it? Your hand is raised. Are you there, Angeli?
Yes.
Okay. Can you read after 2 years from this?
¿Cuál es cambió la imagen? Es que tengo el celular frisado, usted está frisado.
No, I changed. I changed the slideshow. I'm on a different slideshow now. Can you see the conversation?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so
El de Sara y Benedicto.
oh no. Here the paragraph about the teacher.
Ok. Teacher, ¿dónde dice?
We are in the exercise that says complete this paragraph. Use the past tense of each of the verbs in part A.
Ok. Mm, bueno, voy a decirlo desde sometimes he puts in it in Mrs. Gilbert Deck's drawer later when she only load the class log
Laughed.
after Michael's family moved to another town. We saw each other for a few years, but then we lost contact. I often wonder that he's doing now.
What he's doing now. Okay, okay. Very well. Here, Angeli, just a minor mistake here. Let me show you. Okay, so after 2 years, Michael's family moved to another town. We emailed, right?
Yes.
Right? We emailed. Okay, trying to do my best here. Emailed each other for a few years, but then we lost we lost contact. Something happened here. We lost contact. I often wonder what he's doing now. Okay. Okay. Pretty easy, guys. So here you are practicing more your capacity to identify where what is what is the best no not what is the best verb but the best choice. That's the term. What is the best choice when you have something like this and you have to imagine the best choice and you have a list like this one. So you train your common sense to identify what is the most logic a choice for each blank space. Okay. Well, sometimes you have a list like this, but in other times you won't have it. So they will only give you like the exercise with the blank spaces, and you need to identify. And you need to okay, Adolfina, okay, slower. So you need to identify which verb fits best. Okay, but one step at a time, right? One step at a time. Okay, let's continue with this one. Complete the questions in this conversation, right? Welcome to the building. My name is Sarah Walker. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, here it is. Okay, so welcome to the building. My name is Sarah Walker. Hello, I'm Benedito Perez. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Are you from around here? No, I'm from Brazil. Oh, really? Were you born in Brazil? No, I wasn't born there. Actually, I'm originally from Portugal. Okay, so let's start here with Sarah. Sarah, right? Sarah. Okay, Sarah with Joanny. Sarah.
Okay, Sarah. This one teacher. I have to say it all again.
No, here, that's
At the
interesting.
beginning.
You start hearing, that's
Okay,
interesting.
Sarah. Okay, that's interesting. So when did you move to Brazil?
Okay. So I moved, okay, I will do Benedito. So I moved to Brazil when I was in elementary school. Let me see. Jetsina. Sarah again.
Where do you live?
Where did you live? We lived in Recife. It's a beautiful city in northeast Brazil. Then I went to college, right? Sarah again. Tell me, Kenny and Frankeli.
Sarah, you Sarah, Sarah,
We go to a school in Recife.
Okay, did you go to school in Recife? Okay, no, I went to school in Sao Paulo. Santiago, Sarah again.
Okay, Sarah again. And what did you study?
Oh, I study engineering, but I'm here to go to a graduate school. Tell me, Mercedes, last Sarah.
Okay. Great. When did you arrive?
I arrived last week. I start school in 3 days. Well, good luck and sorry for all the questions. Yeah, yeah. God. Okay. That was a lot of questions. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so here we have these open questions. These open questions. Remember, you're going to answer this. You were supposed, right? Because now is not the time. You were supposed to answer this with your own personal information, right? So let's see, Mercedes. When? No, sorry. Where? Where were you born, Mercedes? Where were you born?
I was born in Santo Domingo.
Okay, nice. Another question, Mercedes. Did your family move when you were a child?
No, they didn't.
Okay, nice. Santiago, number three. Did you have a favorite teacher in elementary school?
Okay, that is cool. Yes, teacher. I did. My favorite teacher was my history.
Okay, so you had a favorite teacher, and your favorite teacher in elementary school was the history teacher.
The history teacher.
Okay. 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 So we have here number four, Santiago. What hobbies did you have when you were a kid, Santiago? You can say the hobbies in Spanish, okay? Because those are maybe if you are going to if you are going to talk about games that we Dominicans play, like el topao, el escondido, you can use Dominican terms, in Spanish.
Yes, I like reading bicycle.
You like what?
Uh, I like riding bicyclette.
Okay, so your hobby when you
Uh,
were a kid was riding bicycle.
Yes, bicycle. Yeah, I play
So
music a bit more. One moment. Uh, very, very dark.
that was your only hobby to ride bicycle?
Yes, because basically, my sister, what do you say, Prester?
Loan.
Long, yes, okay. Long, um, uh, long. Also, reading. I like it. I like reading in the bicycle.
Okay, so
It
your
top.
sister loaned you the bicycle, and
Uh,
and that was one of your hobbies to ride your bicycle.
yes, teacher.
Okay.
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 And one moment, and me, basically, then my sister, what do you say, tomar,
Take.
take, yeah, yes, take, uh, uh, for me, for me, is hobby, and we moment, and what it did, hobby did, one moment.
Okay, so it was a hobby for you, and it was a great moment. Is that what you're trying to say? That it was like a good
Sí,
memory that you have about that?
I want a second comment, video game.
Okay, that was another hobby that you had, playing video games.
Again, yes. Okay.
Okay, so riding bicycle and playing video games. Okay, very well, Santiago. Okay, who wants to answer? When did you begin to study? Let me pick someone here. Let me pick someone here. When did you begin to study English? Where? Okay, TK. When did you begin to study English?
I began to study English Oh, this is also this is about me or it's about something.
It's about you. It's about you.
I began to study English since I am 2 years because I remember my father trying to teach me English every day, and I still learning because every day I learn a new word, a new term, a new phrasal verb. The English is very complicated for us because we have a lot of words that we need uh, to explain,
Yeah.
but in English is too short, uh, and it's difficult to organize the ideas. I
Okay.
think that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, TK. Okay. Let me ask someone else here. Jetsina. Jetsina, are you there, Jetsina?
Yes, teacher.
Jetsina. Jetsina, you don't want to participate, huh? When did you begin to study English, Jetsina?
Um, I began to study English in 9 months ago.
Really? Nine
Uh,
months ago?
eh, 10 months.
You
I believe.
you believe that? Well, you speak really good for a person that started studying English 9 months ago. Your English is good. You have a good
Yes,
pronunciation. So that's impressive. That's impressive.
thanks.
Okay. Somebody else wants to participate? Somebody else voluntarily wants to participate? No. Sandra, are you there, Sandra? One last question. Sandra, are you there?
Yes, I hear.
Okay, Sandra. Sandra, tell me, did your family move when you were a child?
Yes, my family moved.
Where?
Uh, Santo Domingo.
So where were you living before you moved to Santo Domingo?
Hmm.
So if your family moved here to Santo Domingo, where were you living before that?
Where?
Where you living before you moved to Santo Domingo?
En Las Matas de Falfán.
Oof.
I was born. I was born there.
Okay. That's really far, I think. I have never been there, but I think it's far. Okay, guys. So as we continue, thank you, Sandra. As we continue with this new book, many questions are going to be open questions. So I want to see you, engaged. You have to engage with the process and with the questions. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So let's continue here with the listening. Why did you move? Listen to interviews with two immigrants to the United States. Why did they move to the USA? Listen again and complete the chart. Okay, so we have here Enrique and Jessica, and we have two questions for each. Okay, so Enrique, what were the most difficult changes and what do they miss the most? So let's start with Enrique. What was the most difficult changes for Enrique? Tell me, Santiago, what was?
Okay, difficult channels and Rick
What were? Yeah, what were the most
involving,
difficult changes for Enrique?
yes, moving in New York, New York,
New York?
New York, yes. Thing about moving on the was where I don't say Enrique, uh, where I don't has any receiver. Year in the beginning, it was hard.
Okay, you mean relatives.
Yes,
Relatives. Okay, so
right.
For Enrique, what you're trying to tell me is that for Enrique, it was difficult at first because he didn't have any relatives there in New York.
New York, yes.
Okay, when we say relatives, we're talking about family. He didn't have any family in New York?
Okay. I live in Mexico.
Yeah, yeah, he came from Mexico and he didn't have any family in New York. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, very well. Okay, so in the case of Enrique, okay, he didn't have, well, he said he doesn't have any relatives there, and in the beginning it was hard because in Mexico they spent a lot of time with family, but now he had, well, but now he have a lot of friends there. So at the beginning it was difficult because he didn't have any relatives. He still don't have any relatives, but he has a lot of friends. So that's a way to compensate the loneliness. Okay, Mercedes, what is what Enrique misses the most? What does he miss the most? What does he miss the most, Enrique?
He makes the most the food.
The food.
He yeah. He said that in the United States there are many Mexican restaurants, mm, but those okay. I don't remember how I can say. But there is not uh, good food um, and the same her mother.
Okay.
His mother.
Okay. Nice, Mercedes. Nice. So the thing that he misses the most is the food. In the US, he said there are many Mexican restaurants, but none of those Mexican restaurants can compete with his mother's cooking. He's a mother's boy. He loves his mother's cooking. So nothing can compare to that. We know about that. When you love your mother's cooking, nothing, no restaurant can compete with that. Tell me, Santiago.
So in short, it's his mother cooking.
Yeah, he misses his mother's cooking.
Cooking, yes. The food and some
Yes.
great yes.
Yeah. Yes. I live close to my mother's house and I miss my mother cooking. I mean, it's just something, it's like a bond that you have with your mom's food, the way she cooks. I mean, that's understandable. I lived in my house for 25 years, so imagine that. Eating the same food, you get used to that taste. Okay, so let's continue with Jessica. Jessica, what were the most difficult changes for Jessica? Tell me, Santiago.
Jessica, okay. I was on time the West. What do you say? We was
The biggest.
the biggest, yes. Chandler was the school system, the organized class is different here. Uh, I think students have more free time. They're dining South Korea, but it's like
Okay, very well, Santiago. So the biggest change for Jessica was the school system, guys. The school system, because they organize classes different. Remember, she comes from South Korea. So in South Korea, students have less less free time. In the case of the United States students have more free time. We know that South Korea can be pretty intense. Okay, tell me, Mercedes, what does she miss the most? What does she miss the most?
She needs the most her family.
Yes, her family and the music. her family, and the music. Well done,
I
guys.
don't
Huh?
I don't remember I listened the music when she said the music.
Okay.
I listened only her family.
Okay. Well, at the end, she said that she also misses the music, but not that much because she can hear it on Spotify. So it's not that bad. But what she misses the most is her family. She tries to go there. I think that two times or twice a year or as much as she can because she misses her family. But she's in the US because she wants. I don't know if you remember that, but she said that she was one of the reasons why she was in the US. It was because she wanted to improve her English. She wanted to improve her English. I don't know if you imagine what would be the impact for all of you if you had the opportunity to go to the US at least for 3 months to practice your English. Just 3 months. You would have a incredible change in every way because you won't have a choice. And not Miami, where you can find people that speak Spanish, New York or California, a place that there are uh, as many native speakers as possible and the least non native speakers. So you will be forced to speak in English. I wish that this course had like a training, like an internship to go to the US. But we know that's not possible to happen because there is a lot of risk that some I'm not saying that is your case, guys, but that some students try to stay there. Okay, take advantage of that to stay there illegally. That's one of the reasons why we don't have those options. We should have those options, but Dominicans have a bad reputation of staying illegally in the U.S. So that's a bummer. Tell me, Santiago.
Teacher Jessica is Mary Lady Grace. Sometimes uh, um, where you say comparación and
Comparison.
comparison, yes. Um, and Korea, yes. Uh, and for example, difficult chamber, organize classes different. I think a student has more free time. Her time is Korea.
Okay.
And has where you say different. Yes.
Yeah.
Eh, she um, is a moment is that is raising every moment.
Okay. So what you're trying to say is that is well, she said that it was different. The school system. That the school system in the U.S.
She,
is organized differently than in South Korea, right?
yes, system. Just where is a system? System.
The
The
system.
organ. Yes, I thinking when you moment in school studying English, yes, that and you moment the Jessica es en your moment, o sea, estaba como confundida. Where is
She was confused.
confused?
But
Yes,
why? She wasn't confused. I mean, it's actually different. South Korea is more strict than United States, the school
yes,
system. So I don't think that she was confused. She was only making to stating a fact. You know, the U.S. for Dominicans is like the best thing on earth. But when you see the rankings in education, the U.S. is not in the first places. Those countries like South Korea are, I think that they are above United States when it comes to a school system because the strictness, they are those systems, those school systems are pretty radical. That's why they have a higher rate of suicide and depression because the students have to achieve things that are not maybe naturally possible sometimes. You know that are incompatible with with the limitations of our humanity. Maybe some people have the natural ability to do it, but not all the people. And they try to make all of their students achieve that, let's call it perfection in their school system. So I don't think that she's confused. I just think that she's stating a fact that the school system in the US have more free time, has more free time when you compare it to the South Korea school system, which I know is way harder than the American system. Okay, it's way harder. Okay, so we have here this word power. Remember to study this: amusement park, beach, cat, collect comic books, fish, play video games, playground, stickers, teddy bear, toy cars, turtle, and watch cartoons. Okay, so here we have our new grammar focus. So let me explain this. Here we have perspectives, right? Perspective. When I was a kid, here we have different statements. For example, when I was a kid, I never used to play sports, but now I like to keep fit. I used to go out with friends a lot, but now I don't have any free time. When I was younger, I didn't used to collect anything, but now I do. Number 4, I didn't used to be a good student, but now I love to study and learn new things. Number 5, I never used to follow politics, but now I read the news online every morning. I used to be really neat and organized, but now I'm very messy. I used to care a lot about my appearance. Now I'm too busy to take care about how I look. As you can see, all of these statements are about things you used to do. Okay, so I sent to the WhatsApp group a video about used to. Who watched it? Who watched the video that I sent to the WhatsApp group about used to? Can you raise your hand? Okay, Joanny watched the video.
Yeah.
Okay, TK, Santiago. Okay, remember guys, I will explain this topic. Jutsina saw it too. Nice. Remember, you have to watch the videos. In order for me to explain this in English without translating, you have to watch the video first so you know what I'm talking about. So tonight, I'm going to explain used to. When we use used to, what is the meaning of used to? And what are the rules for used to? Okay? So, let's start, okay? Very well, TK and Giovanni and the others that watched it. If you haven't watched it, you have to watch it, okay? If you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. Okay, so used to. Here we have the definition. Used to refers to something that you regularly did in the past, but don't do anymore. Okay? Something you regularly did in the past, but don't do anymore. Okay. So here we have used to talks about past habits or past situations that are not, you see, not true now. It describes something you did regularly in the past, but you do not do it anymore. So, for example, I used to play baseball. She used to live in New York. We used to wake up early. So, if I say I used to play baseball, it's because I don't play baseball anymore. Okay? If I say I live with my family, okay? I don't live with my parents anymore. So if I say I used to live with my parents, it's because now I don't live with them. I live by myself. I used to live with my parents, not anymore. Okay? I used to go to college, right? Not anymore. Okay? It's something that I used to do, to go to college. What else? Well, I used to eat cereal in the morning. That's a true story. When I was younger, when I was a teenager, I used to eat cornflakes. You know what is cornflakes? Cereal. Kellogg's. I used to. I used to because I don't eat that anymore. I don't eat cereal because that kills you. Okay? So I don't eat cornflakes anymore. Cereal. What else? What else? When I was a teenager, I used to drink not beer. I used to drink Coke. You know, soda, like Pepsi or Coca-Cola or Fanta. Not anymore. I don't drink soda anymore. So when I used to, it's because that action is part of my past. I did it, but not anymore. Is that clear? Yes. Okay. So that is used to. Okay, this is the structure. The subject I followed by used to. You see used to in the past? Look at these guys. Pay attention. Used to. Sorry, let me try that again. I used to, right? Used to watch, play, live. So when you used to, use is in the past, but after to, remember, you're going to use the base verb. You're going to use the base form of the verb. So I used to play. She used to live. Okay, let me show you something real quick here. For example, okay, I used to play. I used to play. Correct. Incorrect. After used to, you can't have a verb in the past tense. Okay? You can't have a verb in the past tense. No, this is too clear. Sorry. Okay? Used to, this is incorrect. Okay? This is incorrect. You can't have a verb after used to in the past tense. You need to have the verb in its base form. I used to play. Correct. I used to play it. Incorrect. Okay? Don't forget that. Okay, let's continue. So when do we use it? When do we use used to? First, for past habits, repeated actions. Repeated actions. Okay, so we're talking about things that we did in the past many times. Okay? Let's say that you went to the US one time when you were a kid. One time. You can't use used to for that because it happened one time. But if you went to the US two times or more, you can use I used to. Okay? So if I go to the US, if I went to the US only once, I can say I used to go to the US. No, because you went once. But if I went to the US 2, 3, 4, or 5 times, I can say I used to go to the US because it happens 2 times or more. Okay? One time is not enough. Okay? One time is not enough to say used to. It makes sense, right? You can say you used to do something and you only did it once. You have to have, a repeated action of that precise action, of that specific action. Okay, so okay, let's continue. Things you did many times in the past. For example, here we have I used to watch cartoons every day. They used to go to the beach in summer. He used to eat a lot of candy. All of these are repeated actions. The second use is situations in the past. Things that were true before but not now. For example, I used to be shy. You're not anymore. She used to have long hair. Not anymore. We used to live in a small house. Not anymore. So you can use used to for past actions or for past states. Okay? So for example, let's say, for example, that I was shy when I was a kid. You know what is shy? Tímido. I was shy. If I say I used to be shy, it's because now I'm not shy anymore. I used to be shy, not anymore. So I don't have to say not anymore. When I say I used to, it implies that now I'm not shy anymore. I used to be shy. Used to, not anymore. Okay? I used to be thin, flaco, when I was a teenager. Not anymore. Used to. Okay, that's the idea of used to. Something that was, but it is not anymore. Okay, something happened. Okay, here we have the negative form of used to. Subject plus did not or didn't, used to plus base verb. As you can see here, guys, when we have the negative form, we have to use didn't. Subject didn't. But here, look at this. Use. What is the D? We don't use it anymore because we're using didn't. Remember that when you use didn't, the verb goes back to its base form. So we have didn't used to plus base verb. So I didn't use, she didn't use to like, to study, to exercise. Okay? See the example here. This is the correct form. Didn't use to play. This is incorrect. Didn't used. You can have didn't and used in the past tense. If you have didn't, you need to change used from here using the past form to here using the base form. This is a pretty basic rule that we learn with the simple past. And it applies in the same way for use. So didn't used to play, didn't used to play. This is incorrect. Okay? This is the correct form. And in the case of questions, it's the same thing. did, subject, used to, again in its base form, and the base verb, right? So did you use without the D to play a sport? Did she use without the D to have a dog? Did they use without the D to live here? Okay? Okay, so if you see did or didn't, used to is going to be in its base form without the D. But when you have affirmative sentences like this one, you will see used with a D. Okay? This is a basic rule from simple past. This is a basic rule from simple past. Okay? So, childhood. To talk about your childhood. I used to play with toys, for example. I used to play with toys. I don't play with toys anymore. Well, I used to believe in Santa Claus. I never did. I used to sleep early. School. We used to wear uniforms. I used to have a favorite teacher. I used to hate math. Personal change. She used to be quiet. He used to smoke. They used to live abroad. These are different examples using used to. Okay? Common mistakes. Okay? I used to play soccer is incorrect, right? Because when I have the affirmative form, I have to use the past tense. I used to play. When I have didn't, I can use the past form because I'm using didn't. So didn't use in its base form. And when I have the question, the same thing happens. I can use the past form. I have to use the base form. So I'm only using the past form in the affirmative sentences. In the case of the negative structure, I don't use the past form, or in the case of questions. Basic stuff, guys. The simple past basic rule. Is that clear? Tell me, Santiago.
Okay, teacher. Let me see. Gonna stay. Um. Okay. Uh, Used to is inspiration in sentences that creates habits.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, teacher.
Okay, very well. So here we have our first exercise. Complete these questions and answers, then compare with a partner. So here you're going to fill this up using the structure of used to accordingly. Okay, first one. Second one. Here you have choose the correct word or phrase. 3 options. You have to choose the correct one. 3. Look at these childhood pictures of Ali and her brother Robert. Complete the sentences using used to. Okay, so you're going to see the picture and then you're going to complete the sentence using used to. For example, in the summer, Ali and Robert sometimes used to go to the summer camp. As you can see, welcome camper here. And the same thing goes with the other pictures, okay? Again, here, look at the answers, write questions using used to. Here you have answers. You have to identify what was the question. What was the question? What was the question? What was the question? And the answers are with used to, so the questions are with used to. Okay? So you need to write questions to these answers using used to. Okay? Okay, so here we have, pay attention to, we have here questions about your personal information. How have you changed in the last 5 years? How have you changed in the last 5 years? Write answers to these questions. So, question number 1. What hobbies did you used to have 5 years ago? What hobbies do you have now? So, for example, if you ask me, Rancel Taveras, if you ask your teacher, what hobbies did you used to have 5 years ago? I will say, well, I used to play video games. Now I go to the gym. You see, my hobby 5 years ago, this is an example, was to play video games. That was my hobby. I used to play video games. Now I go to the gym. So the gym is my new hobby. Okay, that's the idea. You can say your own sentences using your own information. The same thing with number 2. What kind of music do you used to like then, 5 years ago? What kind of music do you like now? What kind of clothes did you used to like to wear? What kind of clothes do you like to wear now? Okay, so you will fill this, you will answer this with your own information. Okay, let's continue. Complete the sentences, use the past tense of the verbs given. So you have verbs here in parentheses. You have to use the past tense of these verbs. Pretty easy, pretty easy. Okay. Choose the correct responses. You have here 2 possible answers. You have to choose one. Easy as well. And the last thing, here we have an article, A Life in Paintings, the Frida Kahlo Story. Okay, so this is an article about Frida Kahlo. Okay, so we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 paragraphs. I need 6 volunteers to read this for our next class, the story of Frida Kahlo. Okay, so Santiago, number 1. Kenya, number 2. Frankeli, number 3. Mercedes, number 4. Adolfina, number 5. And number 6, Joanny, did I mention your name?
No.
Okay, Joanny, you have the last paragraph. Okay. So Santiago, Kenia, Frankeli, Mercedes, Adolfina, y Joanny. There you have it. The others also have to read the text, okay? Because here we have questions about the Frida Kahlo story. So the first one is read the article, then circle the following words in the article and match them to the definitions below. So we have here terms like courage, tragedy, destiny, caste, recognize, and injury. You have to identify the meaning of these terms from the article. And the other exercise is answer the questions. What did Kahlo do to get healthier after her childhood illness? What did Kahlo start painting? Why did Kahlo often do self-portraits? What did Kahlo compare her marriage to? Why couldn't Kahlo have children? What was unusual about Kahlo's appearance? Okay, so we're going to work with all of that in our next class on Wednesday. Okay, and we will introduce unit number 2 of interchange 2. Okay, guys, so this has been an interesting class, the first of many in English. Okay, so hasta ahora vamos bien. ¿Cómo se van sintiendo en el proceso?
Very good, teacher.
Very well.
Teacher, that it is for now. There are practices.
Dígame.
There are practices.
On the platform?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The first practice of this book, practice number 4, is on the platform. And it's based in this topic in unit 1. So you will have until Sunday. So you have time to do it after we see all the exercises, okay? On Wednesday. Okay, so I will send. Recuerden, chicos, voy a decir esto en español, recuerden. La dinámica es, para que sea más sencillo, ver el video del Grammar Focus que viene, que yo voy a enviar. Ojalá y siempre podamos conseguir uno para cada tema. Por ahora vamos bien, ¿ok? Dado caso de que no aparezca, pues entonces tendré que hablar en español algo, porque hay temas que no hemos visto, que van a salir ahora y son importantes y hay que conocerlos. Entonces, voy a buscar en la unidad 2 el próximo Grammar Focus y voy a enviar, si hay, pues el video de ese Grammar Focus, porque en la próxima clase vamos a ver todas esas tareas y vamos a introducir la unidad 2 y siempre vemos el primer Grammar Focus. Entonces, voy a ver de qué va el Grammar Focus para mandarles el video. Usted lo ve, viene en español, usted ve todos los detalles y cuando yo estoy hablando, su cerebro va a hacer la conexión, ¿ok? Y va a ser fácil de entender. Esa es la estrategia para poder mantener esto la mayor parte del tiempo, ¿ok? Así que, nada, chicos. Eso ha sido todo. Les voy a mandar las fotos ahora de todas las prácticas. So, have a really good night. If you don't have more questions, and see you again on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Goodbye. Good night.
Bye-bye, teacher. Good night, guys.
Bye.